the games you needed from guys like John Collins, Chris Dunn offensively. Why wasn't that enough tonight?
Because we couldn't get stops. I thought, whatever we try to do with Luka, switch, fire, blitz, like he just picked us apart. It's just a tough cover. Just trying to, mix it up, show him different looks. But he's a great player, and he took advantage of everything we tried to do tonight. And but just seeing KD get going, see John Collins get going, that was good to see. I thought playing a small ball, let JC set more screens, running the screens, I thought was really good for us and really effective. And we just got to continue to just keep building off that.
He's been struggling shooting off the rate. I think it was 31% in this game. Was there anything that first quarter you guys maybe could have done differently, or was he just, seeking out mismatches and was on a roll?
Say it again?
Was there anything you guys could have done differently, or was he just seeking out mismatches and got on a roll?
No, I think, just the penetration of getting into the paint and then making the right play. They were helping and loading up on James and Kawhi and just making a simple play. And he was a recipient of some, wide open threes.
Can Kawhi be the defender that you need him to be for this defense to get better?
Yeah, I think so.
What's the time frame that you can have for him to, take on some of those assignments where heads of snakes aren't going off? Like we saw Luka play the game.
I mean, I think
yesterday.
Yeah, I think when he gets healthy, 100%, and then also, when he's able to get his minutes up, I think it'll be better for him. But just getting his legs, only his second game back, and to put that kind of pressure on him, I think it'd be unfair, right now this early. So just let him get, 100% healthy, and then he will have to have some of that responsibility.
18 games in, you guys are 5-13. How does this get fixed?
How's it what?
How's it get fixed?
Well, I think it gets fixed by, the first three quarters we played, I thought was, really solid, basketball. And then the things that have been hurting us, we had a couple turnovers. We were up one, had the ball, had a chance to go up, steal for a dunk, and then had a couple more of those, and then offensive rebounding. They hurt us about just going to the glass and us not being able to rebound in basketball. They got a lot of easy putbacks that really hurt us, especially when we was, had to lead up one and then just kind of snowball from there.
But what has to change for this script seems basically a nightly basis for you guys, where there's a couple quarters you guys play well and then just unravels. Like, what has to change to where that doesn't happen?
Well, I mean, we got to play better. I mean, teams are better than we are right now. It's part of it, we got to continue, like JBG said before the game, play hard as hell, talk loud as, can't say that word, but, we got to continue to do it. I thought our guys had the right intent, they did it, and we got beat by a better team right now. They're playing at a high level, and, we weren't able to sustain like we've been having that problem, like you said, either third quarter or fourth quarter, where we just kind of run out of gas.
So I know you guys have had guys in and out, but that's kind of been the story for you since you've been here, having to deal with shorthanded teams and guys in and out, and you've never been this far below 500 since you've been here. Just what has been the difference between this team and some of the teams in the past that have felt like we're able to, even early on in the season, kind of sustain that in and out that you guys have had to deal with at different times?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different this year. I think, in the past we've had, when Kawhi's been out, but we pretty much had the rest of the team, or PG's been out, we've had, pretty much the rest of the team. But, when you're missing, 4 key guys, it's just tough, because you got young guys playing, trying to figure things out and, trying to find their way. But, I mean, we're going to be okay. If we have the same intent and the way we played today for those first 3 quarters, we're going to be okay. So we just got to continue to keep building from there. And we'll be all right. We'll get back on track at some point.
Ty, for multiple seasons, it feels like you guys have been preaching about the rebounds, but tonight it was particularly a rough, offensive rebounding night. What needs to be done, or what gets said? Because that's something that it's been so long that you guys have been preaching it. How does it get better?
Well, last year we preached that we was number 1 in the league, in defensive rebounding. Coming to this year, like I said, pretty much the same personnel, but we just got to do a better job of pursuing the basketball. Instead of crashing, 2 guys or 3 guys, now teams are crashing 4 and 5 guys. And so if everyone's not hitting and everyone's not in the right spot, we're going to give up offensive rebounds. And so that's kind of been the thing with us. Like, now we're hitting, but now we're not able to pursue the basketball, or long threes, we're coming in too far, now it's going over our heads, so just understanding playing the radius game as far as rebounding, carving out a radius where we can get the basketball, and we got to do a better job with that.
Hey, Ty, we're going to be okay message. We've heard you say some similar stuff like that. You talked about like with PG out, Kawhi out, when it seemed unlikely. Like, how do you get a team to believe that?
Stay positive, keep it going. We've been here before, and like I said, we haven't been this far down, but I do have confidence in this team that, we will get on track. We need a couple wins. We got to string together, and, get our guys playing the right amount of minutes, and things will change. Like we have the right intent, doing things the right way, building, our foundation on both sides of the basketball, and things will get better. Now, if we wasn't putting in the work and guys wasn't, think we can win, or guys wasn't putting in the work, then it'd be something totally different. But they are, and we are, the coaches are. We're looking for all the answers, and we're playing young guys, trying to figure it out. And so, but I do, for me, like I said, I will be okay. If we wasn't, I will tell you.
Ty, you mentioned JVG said play hard as hell, and you said that you guys did
I can't
that.
say the other parts. Yeah, but yeah.
No.
I mean, that's his little slogan. He got like a, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't asking for the other parts. I was just saying, you said that the intent was good tonight. Have you felt that way through the first 18 games, that more often than not the intent and playing hard as hell has been where you want it to be, or is it does it ebb and flow on a nightly basis?
I mean, you're going like, we've had bad circumstances. Guys have been out, and we understand that everybody gets hurt around the league, but the way we're structured, we need our better players to play, and that's how everybody else is successful. So, it's been a tough start. Guys have been out, and now we, getting Kawhi back to where we need to get him to, but, our intent's been right, but the problem has been when James goes off the floor, we've been bad offensively, and that's because Kawhi missed 11 straight games. Bradley Beal missed 11 straight games, and so when you don't have the offensive power to keep up with other teams, it just gets tough on you, and so we just got to find a way to just keep digging, and I know we will. We have been, and we're going to get better.
Two-part here. This is the first time we didn't see Brooke in the rotation at all. Like, what went into that decision, and how do you feel like Kobe did as a backup center?
Had a talk with Brooke, yesterday. Phenomenal guy. He's moved up my ladder as far as top guys. It's like, we just said, it's really unfair to him because a lot of teams are playing small in those second units, and the speed of the game is kind of tough for him. So just tell him to just, stay ready. It'll probably be more matchup based, more than, every night rotation. And he was great. He was phenomenal. And just playing JC at the backup five, or just trying to let him set screens and get him more, active in the game, be able to switch more defensively. And I thought it was pretty good tonight.
How about Kobe?
Yeah, I thought Kobe did a good job. First half was really good. Second half, with young players, it's going to be, good or bad. But first half, I thought he played really well. Second half was, a little rough for him.
And then I know I asked you before the game about poise and all that. Just want to get your what you saw and what you heard about, what happened with Chris Dunn and Jackson Hayes, Luka at the end with.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You guys got, good offensive contributions from KD, John Collins today. Why do you think that wasn't enough to get a win today?
Defense today, obviously. Their best group, three players had over 25 points. Got to do better. Got to do better defensively.
Luka was struggling. I think he shot 31% from three entering tonight. I think he had
Training?
Huh?
You said he shot what?
Luka shot 31% from three entering tonight's game.
In tonight's game?
No, before tonight's game.
Uh-huh.
And tonight I think he made 7 of them.
Okay.
Why do you think he was able to get going tonight?
He shoots about 10, I think 11 a game. It's going to turn out the way it is. He got 8 shots, got to the free throw line, got his teammates involved. He played great.
What happened in the fourth quarter, which allowed them to pull away? Because for 3, it was pretty close.
The end of the quarter wasn't too good. In the third, start the third wasn't good. Kind of carried over into the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Game 2 back for you. How you feeling?
I felt good. So hopefully we could build some minutes because this team needs it. Probably going to have to up our minutes to get some wins, all of us. So see what happens.
What have you seen from this defense while you were out, and what does it need now that you're back, trying to build your minutes back up for it to get back to a respectable level?
Our defense?
Yeah.
Man, I think we got to start making it a little bit harder on the better offensive players on the other teams. You know, tonight Luka with 40 in one of the games, Jokic had 50. So I think we got to try to make them pass the ball like they're doing to us. You see it shrink, and they're not moving, you know. So I feel like we got to try to incorporate some of that into our defense.
What gives you confidence that this team can turn it around?
You know, we just had a rough spiel early. Obviously, me with my ankle, missing some games, but it's still early. You know what I mean? Yeah, just got to keep fighting, see what happens.
Is there a point where urgency turns to panic, or where is that line? How do you kind of toe that line to have a better sense of urgency, I guess?
I mean, it's just who's out there. You know, you got to look who's out there. You know, we got to just try to win the games with what we got. So it's tough, but we got to keep moving.
5-13. 5-13. I mean, is it surprising, jolting? I mean, it's a long way to go, but that's not a very good record at this point. Are you surprised what's gone on these first quarter of the season? Are you surprised or shocked, dismayed by the 5-13?
We got to turn it around. You know what I mean? That's the only thing we got to do. You know, we still like to play the game, and just got to put some urgency and try to win them now.
You guys have obviously had some unfortunate circumstances. Like you said, you missed time. Brad's been out for the year. But in previous seasons, that hasn't been totally abnormal for this group to have guys in and out, and they've still kind of found ways to stay around 500 or above 500. What do you think is the difference with this group where it's been such a struggle to kind of sustain some of the blows you guys have taken early?
Just got to get the right lineups on the court, I guess. You know, get some more talent, play with better talent, and see what happens.
You say get more talent. Is that like internally, externally?
I'm saying like playing better. Like we all just got to play better, make shots, move the ball a little bit more, trust one another, and just get better.
What's Ty's message been to you?
You just go talk to him. You going to talk to him.
Thank you.
James, you guys got great performances offensively from Chris Dunn and John Collins. Why do you think that wasn't enough to kind of get you over the top today?
Offensive rebounds, turnovers, transition.
Luka came into this game shooting 31% from three. I think he had 5 in the first quarter and 7 for the game. Why was he able to get going there?
Great player. Good enough attempts, you know, you're gonna make some of them.
You're the 13th player to have 10 signature shoes. You had a lot of inner city kids come out here. You had your mom, your son here too.
Yep.
With the star that he's on. How does it feel to, you know, be able to accomplish what you accomplished with the signature shoes and debut on your team?
Unbelievable, man. It's a dream come true. Not just only having a signature shoe, but you know, have a decade of them. You know, like you said, 13 players in the NBA history have only had that. And, you know, for me, for my 10th shoe, I think we're doing an unbelievable job of continuing just to impact the world, and that's what it's about. So, you know, shout out to the team, the Adidas team, and Jalal and everybody else that's helped with this process, and hope the guys and the fans in the world love it.
How do you turn this season around?
One game at a time. It's just simple. Like, you can't overlook anything else. I think we showed some great signs tonight. Obviously, you know, we'll get more victories, but you know, we did some really good things tonight, so we just corrected and continue to chip away. Like, you know, it's only 16 games this season. Like, we got a lot of games left to where we can, you know, hit a stride, but we've dealt with literally everything you can do with, you know, from injuries to different lineup changes. So this is Kawhi's second game back. You know, I think different lineups and different rotations. So, you know, we're figuring it out. But tonight was a good step start for us.
What gives you confidence that you guys will be able to turn around?
What else are we gonna do? Got confidence every day we wake up, right?
You played on winning teams your whole career. How abnormal does it feel to be going through this?
Very. But you know, I'm a firm believer. I work my butt off every single day. not only for myself but for my teammates to put them in better positions to be successful. So, and I got more than enough faith in the front office, the coaching staff, and the players to put everything together. So, like I said, I haven't been in a losing situation before, but I haven't been in a situation where literally feels like everything is going against us. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a test to show our character and what we can do later in the season.
How proud of you as sort of your personal output to kind of help keep this team afloat?
That's what I do. Like, I'm not really. I'm professional. I've been doing it at the highest level for 17 years. So it's not really about me. It's about how can I take what I'm great at and dish it out to the entire team and make our team better. So that's what it's about.
James, you mentioned like the Clippers haven't been in a losing situation in a really long time, and I think one of the things that's been unique is like even with the in and out and guys that expected to play haven't been playing, they still found a way to win games. What do you think early in the season has been about this group where you guys haven't been able to do that yet?
What was the question?
Yeah, so like obviously you say you haven't really been in a losing situation. The Clippers haven't been in a losing situation despite having dealt with some of the adversity that you guys are facing right now. What do you think is it about this group to where it just hasn't come together the same way it has in previous years?
I don't know. Like we're playing a lot of young guys. We're playing, guys that are new to the team. Like I think everything is like a whirlwind for us right now. And I can't speak about previous situations, but just in this locker room and what goes on. It's a little frustrating just because we got the right intention. It just when we game plan for something, somebody might be out, so we got to readjust. And just it's things like that has happened consistently, literally since game one. So I don't know how other teams or other situations that were dealt with it, but I know us we're figuring it out, which is. You look at the bright side of it, it's like it's actually like a game within a game. You know what I mean? And for us, when we get out of this fog or whatever we want to call it, and we're playing well and we're winning games, and just look at it, and like we went through the strongest adversity.
James, you mentioned turnovers, offensive rebounds, transition. It's kind of been a talking point.
It's always going to be the talking point the whole season long.
You're a quarter of the way into the season. Is it concerning that it hasn't improved a quarter of the way in?
Because we got better. Like it's going to be a conversation. Like defense, if we held them to 90 points tonight, like the next game is going to be talking about our defense. Like defense is going to be that's just and we talked about that every game last year as well. Like it's not going to change. We win games, turnovers, offensive rebound, transition. You lose games, it's the same thing. So just get used to hearing that.
So it's basically the tenets of the team, essentially, is what you're saying. It's like these are the core things that we have to nail down on a nightly basis.
Every single night.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.